Hi everybody, this is Nate with another Backcountry beer review. I'm here with my friend Will, who went off scouting for views on the north side of the peak. I'm on Thompson Peak in Santa Fe National Forest, actually very close, crow's flight wise, to the town of Santa Fe, New Mexico. And this is a tall, highly prominent, it's over 1,000 feet of prominence peak in the southern Rocky Mountain chain. It's actually, if you kind of trace a line going south to north in the Rocky Mountains, this is one of the first kind of tall peaks you really hit. It's over 10,000 feet. I'm not sure if there's any other highly prominent peaks below this one that match this one in height. So it's a cool, significant peak. It just doesn't really have a full view. The tree line is very tall here, despite being around 10,400, 10,500 feet. We only really get views to the south behind me. As I mentioned in my last video, it's lager summer. That's right, it started back up. So first day of summer is when this video is airing. And what I did last summer was all throughout summer, all my beers were lagers. And you know, the reason why I want to do this is just because I find that when I'm looking for flavorful, interesting beers, I'm not generally gravitating towards lagers. I'm gravitating towards other styles. And I think a lot of people actually do that in their day-to-day life. A lot of beer fans, craft beer drinkers, they tend to gravitate away from lagers, perceiving them to be a little boring, a little uninteresting. But what I discovered last summer doing this series was actually there's a lot of really cool, interesting, good options out there when it comes to lagers. And if you're out there looking, you can find some real gems. Speaking of which, this beer is a real gem of a beer. It's one of my favorite beers ever. It's by Red Oak Brewery in Whitsett, North Carolina, and it's their Red Oak Bavarian Amber Lager. So Red Oak Brewery is like the perfect brewery to start off lager summer with. They claim to be, I think it's the US, but it might be North America's largest lager-only brewery. If you've ever driven, you know, east of Greensboro, North Carolina, going towards Raleigh, Durham, the Triangle area on I-40, you've definitely seen the giant facility that is the Red Oak Brewery and now Beer Garden. They really focus, like I said, they're lager only. And what makes them pretty cool is, like, they, in my mind, they really focus on just perfecting a few beers. And you know, I looked on their website, they only have 2 beers that they say on their website at least are available year-round. This one and another one. And if I'm being honest, this beer pretty much got me through grad school. I don't know if it's because they only focus on a couple beers or what tricks they play, but Red Oak tends to be one of the cheaper pints you can get in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, and because of that, I drank a lot of this stuff. But it's actually really good because it's all fresh beer. I think I saw online that they try to get the beer out to you, they try to get the keg delivered within 5 days of the brewing process being finished. And there's a lot of other cool facts about this brewery, what they really try to focus on, and I'll just read the can. I'll let the can speak for itself. Red Oak, fresh lagers, Reinheitsgebot, 1516 law of purity, Bavarian malted barley, noble aroma hops, naturally carbonated, preservative-free, unfiltered, unpasteurized, fresh, pure, wholesome, real beer. So you know that what's inside this can is really good stuff. And like I said, I really love this beer. It holds a special place in my heart, and I'm excited to bring it to you to kick off Lager Summer 2020. Time for a sip. Yeah, I get these really sweet, earthy, intensely malty notes from this beer. It's almost like the best piece of honey wheat bread you've ever had in your life. When I would drink this in bars in Raleigh, that's what I always thought. This is like just drinking a piece of honey wheat bread. And I think that's what makes it a really special beer. It's like it captures just that je ne sais quoi of the style as a whole of this, you know, traditional German style amber lager, that it may not be complex, if I have to be honest. There's not a lot of different flavors going on beyond those rich malty notes. I'm getting a little bit of aromatics, a tiny bit of bitterness on the finish, but nothing that I would really consider complex. It just does what it does perfectly, and no really other way to describe it. Anything else I'd compare it to, maybe like a Hawaiian sweet roll, maybe a biscuit with honey on it. It's kind of where I'd go with this, but a really solid beer, really good. I'm a huge fan of it. Cheers!
Cheers!
Hey, have a backcountry beer for us. It's gonna be weird because you're like sitting there looking at me doing it. So you're making it more weird. Just turn around, yeah. Look at it, look over there. I'm joking.